Hi, everybody. This is Tom from Sweet Engine, and I am here today to talk with you guys about our RPM units. The RPM unit represents the piece of equipment that you would be renting, selling, or servicing. Now, we take a look at my screen. I happen to have up on here a CAT 420E backhoe. It has its own unique unit number that can be automatically generated by the system if you'd like. But we also track two different serial number fields. So you can track serial number of the chassis versus serial number of the engine if you wish, things like that. It keeps track. It's part of a subcategory called the 420E backhoe, which of course, handles a product line, a category code as well. Those all default down to the unit. And all of those are tracked down to the GL level. So you can run your financials by and see how well this particular unit did down at your GL level after posting transactions. Now, we also identify for this particular unit whether it is customer owned or not. So our solution allows you to sell your rental units, and if you do sell those, it'll go ahead and flag it as being customer owned and who owns that particular one. This happens to be owned by us internally, and we do need to identify a customer number so that we can process transactions such as work orders against it if we wish. If I look a little farther down here, you'll see that there is also a related fixed asset number. So the fixed asset record in our solution handles all your depreciation. Okay, so if I open up a fixed asset card, it'll keep track of the book value here and post your depreciation based on your different methods that you've identified. We link those two together because those are important to track that depreciation against this unit as a cost. So take a look at our RPM unit statistics video if you want to learn more about that. If I scroll back up here to the top, you'll see as well that this particular unit is currently on rent, and we stamp the unit here with the document number or contract that it's part of, who actually has it out on rent, what's the ship to code, and where did it ship out of. So it gives you quick access right here to know exactly where your equipment is at any given time. Okay, scrolling farther down on the unit as well, you could see here that we have a meters exist functionality. That means that there are meters that are tied to this unit. So if I click on that, yes, it'll open up my meter setup table, and it looks like I am tracking our meters on this equipment. So we can track multiple meters on the units themselves, whether it be hour meters, tire tread wear, brake pad usage, etc. And you can identify whether or not those meters are required when you are shipping or receiving that equipment. Those meters are important because you could charge for excess usage on your equipment with our solution. Scrolling a little down here, you'll see there's a specification set up. So here I'm identified 3 different types of specifications that I want to track on this unit: the condition of it, the horsepower, and the weight of it. And then you can select from a list of menu options that you identify, you populate what those values are that you want to go ahead and select from, and then you choose those to assign those to the unit. Okay, at the top of the unit card here, you'll notice there's a lot of different options over here, okay? So a few different things to talk about. First of all, you can activate or deactivate a unit into your fleet or out of your fleet whenever you wish. You can transfer a unit between different locations. You can very easily create a new RPM document, whether it be a contract, a work order, etc., right from the unit card. You can also track components that are part of that particular unit here. So you can identify if there are different parts and assets that go along with this particular unit itself to track those separately. We do also track the planned maintenance on this particular unit. I'm not going to go into that today. We'll record a separate video on the planned maintenance, but it allows you to identify what different types of PM activities you want to do against that particular unit. And then as well, we also have different inspection types and can create inspection sheets for our units. So inspection types would represent things like maybe it's an off-rent inspection, and here are the different checklist items that you want to go ahead and check. The inspections will handle that for you. We also keep track of all of the history against the units. So you'll notice here there's movement ledger entries, there are service movement ledger entries, cost revenue ledger entries. This is all the history that goes into it. If I drill into that cost revenue ledger entry, you'll see all of the different entries that were posted against that unit back to the beginning of time. So we keep all of that, as well as life cycle cost ledger entries. You have the ability to identify different costs that go into the system, whether it be from a purchase order, whether it be from a work order, and you can flag those as life cycle costs so that it will track your total life cycle cost down here for you. So that is a brief overview of our RPM unit record. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you check out some of our other videos we've recorded, and have a great day.